some time ago now, I was attending the European Round Table with a colleague. My colleagues are card-carrying charismatic, comes from a church where they have very exuberant worship, and they would certainly be regarded as not extreme, but on the right-hand end of that wing of the church. The name of my colleague, by the way, was Richard, and when we got to the meeting, Richard very quickly made friends with an American gentleman by the name of John, who was a Southern Baptist missionary planting churches in Germany. And at dinner on the first evening, John sat between Richard and I at table, and we had a very interesting conversation. Richard was talking to the man on his other side, and so John was talking to me and said, there's one thing I really find difficult, and that is, how can you ever get a partnership together where you have charismatics and non-charismatics operating in the same partnership? Surely those kind of theological and ecclesiological differences are just too great to bridge. How do you ever manage to do that? And I said, well, I could give you dozens of examples of places where it does in fact happen, and the partnership works extremely well. He said, well, I've never experienced anything like this at all. I can't even imagine that it would be easy to begin to build a relationship with someone of a charismatic background. So I said to Richard, speaking across John, Richard, would you like to share your vision for church planting in Germany? And Richard did just that, and he and John were getting along like a house on fire, very excited about the potential that there was in the various ideas that they were sharing together. So I let the conversation go on, and after a while said to John, do you know what church Richard belongs to? And John said, I haven't got the foggiest idea, but he's got some brilliant ideas when it comes to church planting. I said, well, you've just been building a relationship with a card-carrying charismatic, and although you had serious doubts about his theology, and you may not agree about his doctrine of the Holy Spirit, you understand together the things of the Great Commission, and you have a great deal in common when it comes to planting churches. And John was utterly amazed that this had happened, and continued in his relationship with Richard, sharing ideas, and throughout the rest of the European Round Table, they developed a very strong and later very fruitful relationship.